Hello friends, how are you? My name is Mike. This channel is Health and Wealth. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're talking about your favorite MSTY, MSTY. This is a fund that's in my account. Is it a favorite anymore? I don't know. I don't know if it is. But there's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of volume when it comes to content coming my way. Going out in Reddit talking about MSTY is a failure. MSTY's going down. I'm selling MSTY. MSTY's not paying out as much as it used to, and so this video is going to be talking a little bit about that. We're also going to be talking about my strategy for me personally. I also want to hear your strategies in the comments below. MSTY has been very good to me since it's come out, and so for that, it has my loyalty, and I want to talk about the plan that I have with it. Now, I did talk about the plan in an earlier video on MSTY, but I want to reiterate that message that I'm doing with it, which could be slightly different than yours for sure. And, I definitely value your opinion. All of this is supposed to be for entertainment, not for financial advice. I quite literally do not have a degree in finance at all. I'm just some guy on YouTube talking about my strategy. I'm not promoting the product. I'm not promoting buying this product. I'm not promoting selling this product. I'm even keel. I'm just sharing the news with you and what I'm doing with the money that I've earned and putting in there. Okay, so let's go into it. First thing I want to take a look here is at the charts. Now, the last few days, the entire market has not been good. It's been up and down like a yo-yo. So what I have is over the last 5 days, I have micro strategy or just strategy and stock symbol MSTR down 2.38%. MSTY itself, and by the way, MSTY itself in the last 5 days down more than that, right? And I want to make sure we understand the reason why. There's a cliff there. Why? Because we just got paid a distribution today for a lot of people. And so this cliff is the X distribution date. I want to just pump the brakes and talk about what MSTY does. So if you're new here, MSTY, by the way, I got to flip my collar here. MSTY pays us a distribution every single 4 weeks. And so what happens, what you'll notice on the charts here is that MSTY will have these cliffs, right? And what those cliffs are, let me go back to this one. You can see it a little clearer right here, are the amount of the distribution coming out of the fund that you're getting paid, okay? So the difference between MSTY and Mr. is a stock where you get stock appreciation or share appreciation, fingers crossed, right? In an up market, MSTY will continue to pay you distributions because the yieldmax people earn money through a cover call strategy, okay? Now, I know Kevin had a video yesterday, which apparently he didn't know what MSTY really was. A lot of people say like, oh, it's going to zero. You're not going to make any money. I want to share what I've got so far from this coming up here. And for me, I've been saying it for a long time, but now I'm really kind of focusing on it. This is a pure income play, which means I'm going to get a distribution. I'm going to get money every single 4 weeks. That's going to allow me to buy other things, other stocks, maybe safer stocks and ETFs or growth, whatever I want with that money. Okay, so that's the focus of MSTY for me is income, money coming in. And share price can do whatever it wants. I'm going to continue to get that money. Now, to pause that thought process a little bit, as the share price comes down, something to expect, something that we've seen on other ETFs, specifically at yieldmax, is that yield or the amount of money that you get also comes down a little bit. Okay, so Mr. is what they trade options on. Mr. has volatility. Mr. used to have insane volatility, really, really high, over 100%. But over the last 2, maybe even 3 months, it's dropped. Its implied volatility has dropped down to about 50%. So that's important to understand. What does that mean for you? It means that the distributions you're going to get are also lowered a little bit at that time. Now, recently, that implied volatility here has come up a little bit. Now we're at 57%. This was hovering around 49, 50, and 51% for the last month. What does that mean for you? Potential higher volume, which leads to higher distributions paid out. Pay attention to this number. This is the strategy.com website. This is where you can see it gets updated. That number gets updated every single day. It's an interesting number to follow. Now, I'm not saying this is going to get you paid a lot more. I mean, 57% is nothing compared to 80, 90, and 100% that from what it was a year ago. But if that number goes up, then you should get paid more. Next thing I want to take a look at is my MSTY holdings here. So no change to this. The title of this video is I'm stopping the drip on MSTY, and that's very true. My total investment in MSTY is $9,767, and I have pumped the brakes on that. I'm not buying any more shares of MSTY at the time, even though the share price is going down. It's nice to buy when things are on sale, but it's not nice to buy a falling knife. And right now, the price of MSTY continues to go down. The price of Mr. continues to go down, and so does the price of Bitcoin continues to go down. All three of these are tied to each other. So my MSTY purchases are stopped at the moment. We're not buying any more. $9,767. That bought me 407 shares, and my average cost is $23.99. Now, the current price at the making of this video, I haven't updated it since you guys looked at those screens, is $15.65. My current market value is $6,365. So that's a big reduction, isn't it? It's actually a reduction of $3,557, give or take a few bucks, because I did update that before I started recording this, and give or take a few bucks, okay? So that's not good. Whenever you just look at it from the lawn chair in the backyard, that's not good, right? Down $3,500 on 9. That's like 30%, okay? Not good. But I have been receiving distributions this entire time, and I'm going to continue to get those distributions going forward. My total distributions in US dollars is $4,816, and that happened within the last 13 months here, meaning that it's brought in 49% return of my money, which is pretty good. Now, will that happen again in the next 13 months? I'm going to say if it continues to have this volume right here, implied volatility, probably not. I got to experience some really high volume there, which brought in more money quicker. That's okay, though. I'm used to like investments where they bring in 3% return, right? That sort of thing. Below is just some numbers for you to see. MSTY's total distribution since it's come out now is $41.89. Every 4 weeks, that number goes up and up and up. Which means if you're an original investor of MSTY since this bad boy came out way back in February 23rd of 2024, you have been paid back 2 times your original investment. Incredible. The average distribution, if you watch this video 4 weeks from now, it's probably going to be lower. It goes lower every single month, and you can see why right here. Here's all their distributions I'm highlighting right now. $2.32. And then I have recorded right here that I'm highlighting the amount of distributions they paid each year. So in 2024, they paid out $27.51. In 2025, they paid out, so far, we got many months to go here, $14.38. So pretty good return, 49% so far. And what I'm doing with the money going forward, I just got a distribution that's going to be coming out to me on Monday. I'm buying other things with it. I'm buying ULTY, right? I'm building that position up, which is also going to generate cash. So this month, we got paid 2 times from MSTY. Both of those times, I took that money and put it straight into ULTY, building up that position, which is going to pay me every single week. Okay, the little cycle of income is continuing. Here's a little proof for the pudding here. I've actually calculated since I started in MSTY, which was in June of 2024. So would that mean 14 months? It was only $25 distribution. I probably only had 25 shares. And then July, same thing. I only got 120, which means I probably had like 30 or 40 shares. And then I really started to pick it up in August, so a year ago. And then September, and then the big payment was MSTY, where I made the big jump over in October, which was good. So down below here, you can see MSTY so far, like I mentioned, paid me $6,115 in Canadian. 6,115. Let's change that up right there. $15 in Canadian. You convert that to US, it's around the 48.16. This is a cool tool because you can kind of get a good visual of what kind of payments you've got so far. I found a lot of the information on the MSTY page here, and one thing I want to keep track of going forward is the AUM, and I'm going to start doing that today. You're going to see it in my next MSTY video too. 4.73 billion in assets under management. This used to be over $5 billion. So this August and September stock market scare that happens just about every single year has really brought down the amount of people that are in this fund. 301,150,000 shares outstanding. I'm going to start tracking both those numbers going forward just to keep an eye on that. Let's take a look here. I went to Yahoo Finance and started charting this just a little bit. It's a cool website. You can actually compare it many different stocks at the same time. And what I have up top is MSTY, and down below I have MSTY. You can notice here this is a 1-year chart. They basically follow each other. As MSTY goes down, MSTY goes down. As MSTY goes up, MSTY goes up. And they both follow Bitcoin somewhat. Not all the way, but somewhat they follow that. It's okay. You know what? I don't love this chart because it doesn't tell you the distributions, right? It only tells you the share price going up or down, but what it's not calculating is the money you're getting for investing in MSTY, and that's where a lot of people who look at MSTY get it wrong. They say, wow, MSTY is down big time, right? Down 27% since it's come out. And in the same 5 years, well, I mean, I shouldn't do 5 years. And let's go 1 year on each of these, right? In 1 year with MSTY, it's up 154%. 1 year with MSTY is down 33%. But what did you get? You got money through distributions. Now, it doesn't add up to the same. If you had have invested in MSTY at the same time, you would be ahead right now for sure. I went over to the dividend calculator or dividendchannel.com right here, and I was able to pull up a MSTY chart. What I did was I searched, let me just make sure I got that right. I searched June 1st, 2024. I wanted to be a little bit greedy here and talk about when I started investing in the fund. So June 1st to August 29th, that's today, and I calculated MSTY versus MSTY, $10,000 into each, hypothetical, of course. The top one is if I dripped, and I did drip for a lot, but the drip is off. I did drip for a lot, and so the blue line would be your MSTY, and then the black line would be your MSTY. So if I had to put 10 grand into MSTY, then I would now have 20,821, so double my investment plus some. And if I had to put 10 grand block amount of money into MSTY back then, into MSTY on that date, I would have $18,007. So that's still really, really good. Without the drip, it's a massive difference here. So the drip really matters in these funds because you're reinvesting, you're essentially just accumulating more shares that are going to pay you more money down the road. So 20,821 again for MSTY, but then without drip, dividend reinvestment purchase or dividend reinvestment program, it would be at 14,834. So you'd still be up, but you wouldn't have made as much money. You'd be about 4 grand less there for sure. So that's an interesting number. So what am I doing with my money? With my 407 shares times whatever distribution I get, let's call it $1 or $407 minus tax. Well, I'm taking that and I'm investing in other things. I did think about paying some bills this cycle through, but I'm just going to let the job do that, right? I'm going to take this money and reinvest it into ULTY for the time being, building up that position and my entire portfolio. What about you? What are you doing with your money? I know a lot of you, some of you have commented that you're out, you're not doing MSTY anymore, and I don't blame you for that, right? The share price is going down. It's not the end of the world, though, everybody. Personally, for me, I'm not putting a large amount of my life savings or anything like that into these funds. I am trying to be responsible with my investing and understanding that markets do go down as well as up, right? And so this could be a temporary slowdown, or it could be a prolonged slowdown for maybe multiple years. Nobody knows the answer, but things in the economic world are not looking as promising as they once were. So I would proceed with caution personally, and that is what I'm doing. I'm proceeding with caution, but I'm also proceeding with the expectation that the market could be going down, and not putting my heart and my mind and my soul into these purchases. And if it does go down, it's not going to affect my life in any way. All I'm going to keep doing is buying. If you enjoyed this content, my name is Mike. This is Health and Wealth. I hope you hit the subscribe, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Let's do a YouTube live tomorrow morning. Bye for now. Have a great day.